Zandile Dabula is moving on from Operation Dadula. She's one of the people that has been with this organization in South Africa early. I think it was started in 2021. I think she took leadership in 2023. She's announced that she's moving on. I'll get to the point of what she's going to do afterwards, according to what she has shared. She's enrolling with an institution of higher learning to better prepare herself for the next responsibility in her journey. She will continue to support community-based operations, right? So good for her. I wish her well. Let's just kind of talk about South Africa, all kinds of stuff concerning their history when it comes to ethnic Black Americans, right? And how we've encountered South Africans over the years, be it at a distance, through media, current media like TikTok, social media. Let's get into it. Zandile Dabula is moving on from Operation Dadula. She's one of the people that has been with this organization in South Africa early. I think it was started in 2021. I think she took leadership in 2023. She's announced that she's moving on. I'll get to the point of what she's going to do afterwards, according to what she has shared. She's enrolling with an institution of higher learning to better prepare herself for the next responsibility in her journey. She will continue to support community-based operations, right? So good for her. I wish her well. Let's just kind of talk about South Africa, all kinds of stuff concerning their history when it comes to ethnic Black Americans, right? And how we've encountered South Africans over the years, be it at a distance, through media, current media like TikTok, social media. Let's get into it. Social nurse here. Thank you for stopping by. We have our lens on South Africa, right? We know a lot about what's going on in South Africa. And historically, in my community, the Black community, we've always known about South Africans, right? We've also encountered them on TikTok and social media. And it was interesting to find them so belligerent towards us. I watched it for a long time. They injected themselves into conversations that really had nothing to do with them, right? But it's the internet, and people are going to, I guess, give comments on other people's business, like many of us are doing about South Africa. Now, not only did we, learn through book studies, our families, about South Africa, apartheid, what all went on there, our political people, right, in Congress, initiated a bill that was eventually passed, although at the time Ronald Reagan did not want that bill to pass, but for the United States of America to sanction South Africa. This happened, I believe, in 1989. The United States was slow to put those sanctions in, but they did do it, right? With the backing and the pushing of our people. And I'm going to name someone specifically that my research informed me further about. If you look at the screen, you'll eventually see someone named Dellums. He's deceased now. And I'm mentioning him because even though our people, through our politicians, through our celebrities, ethnic Black Americans, deciding not to go over and entertain South Africans, right, through music, song, and actual politics, right? There's no way we as ethnic Black Americans would think that it's okay to go into anyone's nation in large numbers, right, and just start doing things illegally. Foreigners seem to think that South Africans and the South African government and people are failing them. Actually, no, your home country has failed you more than South Africa. That is why you fled to South Africa. It's just honesty from my perspective. But the thing I'm going to talk about briefly is Dellums. He's a pioneer U.S. congressman. He's a Black man. He's in our group. We come in all kinds of complexions, right? Everybody knows that. Who led the legislative fight against South African apartheid. He led it for over a decade at this time. He introduced the Comprehensive Anti-Apartheid Act in 1986, which, despite initial opposition, was enacted over a presidential veto, marking a historical shift in U.S. foreign policies. Now, again, this man is now deceased, may rest in peace, but Dellums built coalition support to override President Ronald Reagan's veto bill. We know that Ronald Reagan was one of the first people to say, "Make America Great Again." Ronald Reagan, right, was an actor who became a governor in California, eventually a president. His policies has a big effect on some of the things that we know about the Republican Party today. Dellums was a co-founder of the Congressional Black Caucus. He used his position to bring the fight for justice in South Africa to the forefront of America, right? He passed away in 2018, and I bring him up because a lot of these other racially black people like to give our people flack, right? They don't recognize things that they do that could be problematic against our group, right? I understand when these people say other African nations helped South Africa, right? But that still does not mean that you don't understand that another group needs to get on their feet. The help doesn't mean you just abuse the fact that you helped in some way. Our people, ethnic Black Americans, have helped. And I just named someone key, Ron Dellums. Now, George H. Bush, ended the sanctions, right, that were established. But, still, history is history. Now, what I want to talk about is the fact that one of the founders of Operation Dadula, she's quit. She's given up the position. Zandile Dabula resigns as Operation Dadula president amid internal division, right? This lady was there at the beginning, to my knowledge. And I think that it's sad that she has had to leave the organization of activism, advocacy, and community mobilization. We've heard of Jacinta and Victoria, Africa. We've seen the Zulus out there marching and confronting racially black foreigners in their country, right? I don't know, maybe there's too many chiefs. No pun intended. I think Zandile is Zulu, Jacinta is Zulu, and Victoria, Africa are all Zulu. So there's too many Zulu chiefs in the pot, maybe, or trying to be at the top of the totem pole versus the bottom. I'm just throwing a couple of jabs, right? Because those South Africans, for no reason, went on an attack on our group of people. But I won't keep bringing it up because I actually wish this nation well. And when I say attack against our people, I'm meaning via social media, right? And I'm not surprised that they are this hostile against those foreigners, right? Here in America, if a foreigner meets such hostility or some sort of crime is committed against them, there's a possibility that it will escalate their ability to become a citizen. Did you know that? So good luck to this lady, Zandile Dabula. Hopefully she has a promising career forward, social nurse.